We find that push notifications are one of the most critical pieces of the mobile-first experience, but if those notifications aren't automated and personalized, then they won't be engaging or help students succeed. Quickly, in terms of our webinar goals for today, I can cover who DuBLabs is. We can learn more about push notifications. I can then answer the question, why personalized push notifications? And then we can look into how personalized push notifications can really change the student experience and lead to greater student engagement. To get started, just a little bit about DuBLabs and who we are and what we do. Since 2011, we have helped over 150 schools go mobile to engage students by bringing all your systems together into a single school-branded mobile app. We do that by integrating into all the leading SIS and LMS systems, whether they're Banner, PeopleSoft, your SIS, or your learning management system. It can be Blackboard, Canvas, Desire to Learn, Moodle, etc. At this point, we see about half of our schools replacing existing mobile apps. That's usually because the school did not have a clear mobile strategy for student engagement or just launched an app to say they launched an app. Our goal at DuBLabs is to better engage today's students, and it's no surprise that mobile is where students spend all their time. Ultimately, going mobile is about changing the student experience to help them succeed. As I hope you'll see in this webinar, automated and personalized push notifications are a great way to keep students on track. To take a quick step back, I just wanted to kind of provide an overview on push notification capabilities. There's really three categories of push notifications for mobile. The first category is a simple push notification. This is generally a one-off message sent to all devices, so anyone who's downloaded your school-branded mobile app. The second category is what we call a group or persona-based push. So this is the ability to target a specific group, whether it's prospective students, alumni, faculty, even with relevant content that they need to see on their phone. And the third and most powerful category of push notifications are personalized push notifications, which deliver personalized targeted messages based on authenticated users in your mobile app. So why personalized push notifications? It really comes down to a communications problem in higher education. Schools need to find a better way to communicate with today's students. Students are migrating to mobile. They're almost exclusively glued to their mobile screens. So how can schools better reach those students? And from a student's perspective, students rely almost exclusively on mobile and tend to ignore email. So push notifications are increasingly becoming the solution for your communications issues on college campuses. What makes personalized push notifications powerful? There's really three pillars. The first pillar is that they're timely. They give you the ability to send relevant information to a student in that moment, and that information requires their attention in real time versus something like an email, which can remain in their inbox for several days. They're also powerful because they're targeted, the ability to send an individual student useful information so that students are more likely to engage with your mobile application and have a positive experience. And finally, they're actionable. They allow for students to take action from the alert, whether it's a hole that needs to be addressed, a discussion board that they need to post to, or assignment due date. Push notifications allow your students to act on those alerts. So how are push notifications personalized? It really comes down to a little bit of technology, the ability to automate things by integrating into your school's SIS and LMS where information is pulled. Push notifications can then be delivered automatically to authenticated students throughout the day. The second piece is authentication. So the ability for students to log into your application. And once they've logged in, they're then going to be able to receive push notifications from your backend systems to their mobile app. And finally, they're transactional. So the ability to redirect a user to a specific feature in your application or even a separate web link for them to take action on the alert. So the next part of the webinar, I was going to highlight specific examples of personalized push notifications. There's really an endless number of examples of personalized push notifications, but I believe we've highlighted around 7 in today's webinars. The first one's for anyone from the admissions office that would be happy to know that you're now able to send prospective students push notifications that alert them they've been accepted into their program or degree at the university. The second is from the bursar's office. So a student is looking to register for the next semester. They've noticed there's a hold on their account. The bursar's office would like them to take action on that hold before enrolling. So these two screens here will show the process where a student's alerted about a hold. They then pay for the hold and they have the chance to enroll. Campus life is also another use case for personalized push notifications. Perhaps the student's a member of a specific club on campus and they want to know about updates from that club. So the students can then see a push notification, in this example, offering free pizza at the student union. And most importantly, from your course management system, your learning management system, such as Blackboard or Desire to Learn, you're going to be able to send targeted push notifications to your students. And it's important to note that across all of our campuses, about 81% of student app usage comes from our SIS and LMS integrated courses module. Students can now receive push alerts inside of the application. So instead of the student having to click into the courses module to view an update to a grade, they're then going to be able to see those grades posted to their phone via push notification. And we also support an integration to your bookstore. So we all know how crazy the bookstore gets at the start of the semester with every student needing to purchase the required textbooks. So because of the integration we offer into your bookstore provider, the student can receive a personalized push for the required textbooks for that course. They then can go ahead and purchase the textbooks from the application. Another example of an LMS-specific personalized push notification. Assignments can come in throughout the day from different professors, so your students will be able to see LMS-specific assignment updates via personalized push notifications, help them keep on track in terms of coursework throughout the semester. And finally, grades coming from your SIS. So generally speaking, midterms and final grades are posted to your student information system. So as the student finishes the fall semester, they're getting ready to go home for Thanksgiving. They don't need to stand next to or sit next to their laptop and refresh the browser to see if there's been a new grade posted for the course. They can then see that push notification for the grade for the semester. So you may be asking yourself, how do we go about managing push notifications at my school? Well, it's really simple. Because we do integrations into your SIS system and LMS system, through our app management portal, you'll simply select a drop down for the different push notification sources you want to enable. They can be anything from course-specific assignments, course-specific announcements, to SIS information around financial aid awards, enrollment deadlines, holds on their account. As you can see here on this image, there's a drop down where you simply select your source, and then our native integrations will provide the updates in terms of pulling notifications out of those systems for students to receive. So in terms of student experience, students can control and customize push notification alerts. This is very critical in terms of building trust with their students. We definitely don't want them to be bombarded with notifications, essentially to the point where they turn off the application, they don't return back to it. So if they have the ability to customize push notifications, this means they won't be ignoring any of them, and they're more likely to have a positive experience with your application. So as you can see here, a student can simply turn on or or turn off a specific notification, whether it's enrollment, financial aid, or even campus life specific notification for sports, news, or events. Maybe even more important is the ability to gauge the success of your push notification strategy. So as part of our app management portal, we support an analytics dashboard where your school can monitor push notification results. So as you can see here, we're looking at all push notifications that were delivered over the past essentially 2 months. We're looking at a 4-year school, so no one was really on campus and using their application during the summer. But right when school returned, early in the fall, you can see push notifications were beginning to be sent. And as you can see, you're able to keep track of things like sends, deliver rate, whether they bounced, and also unique receipts. And then you can drill into specific notifications out of your SIS and LMS. So if you only want to see assignment notifications or discussion board notifications, you can see the results of those specific notifications from the analytics screen. You may be asking yourself, how does this impact mobile app student usage? And we're very thrilled to report that over the course of the past year for the schools that we've turned on personalized push notifications, we've seen an increase of mobile app usage by across the board 60 or so percent. So this is year over year student app usage across community colleges to 4-year public, private, and state institutions. And as you can see, over 50% mobile app usage in terms of students engaging with their application. So definitely shows you the power of personalized and automated push notifications. So kind of wrapping up the benefits of automated push notification, it really stems from the DuBLabs platform and our keys to success with your mobile strategy. And those are inherent in the ability to enable native system integrations into Banner, PeopleSoft, and learning management systems. We're not redirecting to a web view for a specific portal. We are actually integrating into your systems natively, which gives us the ability to not only show that course or student data inside of a native application, but also send automated and personalized push notifications to an authentically mobile student experience via the mobile channel we developed for iOS as well as Android and tablet applications. And finally, to your benefit is the ability that we manage these integrations. So DuBLabs, our team, we set up the integrations. We'll look for the data to pull for the push notifications throughout the day. So these are managed and automated push notifications. So Meg, just wanted to check in on any questions from the group.
Absolutely. I had myself on mute. Sorry about that. Yes, we have a couple of different questions. One of them is, will this type of method support things like a class cancellation to different groups of students?
Yeah, absolutely. So if a professor logs into your learning management system to cancel a specific course, your students will then be able to see that push notification from your learning management system. So as long as we can pull that data from Blackboard or another LMS, your students can see that through automated push.
Great. Are you able, or can you create your own notification source? Meaning, can my university, this question is, can my university create our own notification source? You talk about the SIS and the LMS, but are there other options?
Yeah, that's a great question. So currently we support notification sources that include our app management portal. So this is where you're able to send persona-based or blanketed push notifications. There's also the SIS, LMS. We support emergency notification sources. And then finally, we're developing a set of APIs, whereas you can have a separate database or partner with another vendor to consume push notifications via the API.
And let's see, what's the average integration time for the SIS and LMS platforms?
Yeah, it really depends. We have an enterprise version of our integration, which includes things like enrollment, holds, financial aid, and bursar. And then there's a basic version, which is a simple read-only look at course schedules and final grades. So generally speaking, it's an 8 to 12 week process, but it can be quicker or longer than that.
Good. You mentioned that students are able to turn off specific notifications. Are they able to control whether or not they get the emergency alerts?
So if there are specific alerts that you wish to not have the student control, you can force them to receive those alerts. So if it's an emergency alert, for example, you can require that all your students who have downloaded the application and who have authenticated will receive that alert. Do any schools have this integrated with a CRM system? And if so, what integrations have we done so far? Yeah, definitely. So we're looking at doing CRM integrations with Salesforce Hobsons. We're working on CRM integration for PeopleSoft currently. So yes, your students will be able to receive automated personalized push notifications from your CRM system when they've been admitted, or if they're just keeping track of admissions events.
Great. And how can we get confirmation that the messages were received?
Yeah, definitely. So inside of the analytics component, you're able to view that the message was delivered. And I think in our next version of the analytics, we're going to keep track of read receipts.
And we have a couple more questions. Will I have full control as an administrator once the app is up and running? Like which push notifications students might get?
You don't have complete control because that, the ability for students to personalize is really important for push notification success. So there are some elements of push notifications which your students will be able to customize. So if it's campus events, etc., your students can definitely customize their experience.
Great. And are we able to send push notification to selective prospective students?
Yeah, so the way our app works is that you're able to set up a role-based configuration. So if you set up a role for prospective students in your application, which the majority of our schools now do, you can then target them with custom content throughout the admissions process. So you can send prospective students information around admissions events, any deadlines, etc., from our app management portal.
Great. Well, pardon me. Those are all the questions that we have at the moment. If you have any further questions, please do reach out to myself, Meg Robinson, at DuBLabs.com, or